Smart, smart, do. We are the children, the children of God. Come, come, come. We change our world. We have what it takes to do it smart and make it smart. Welcome to our Smart Do.
Hello, class 7 boys and girls. Welcome to today's lesson. Today I want us to look at simple interest. Simple interest is the amount of money earned on money borrowed or deposited. Sometimes you can go and visit a financial institution like a bank. You can borrow money from the bank, or you can even borrow money from other money lenders like SACCOs or even friends. A friend can lend you some money. For example, you borrow me 300 shillings, I give you 300, then I tell you, after a certain period of time, I want you to return my money, to bring back my money with some money extra. For example, if I give you 300, you return 350 shillings. So that 50 shillings is what we call the interest. Interest is money earned on money borrowed or money deposited. The amount of money borrowed or deposited in a bank or in a financial institution is called the principal. It's called the principal. This is money borrowed or deposited. The money borrowed or deposited in a bank. That's the duration that the money stays in the bank, or you borrow the money to stay. You borrow the money and return after a certain period. That period of time is called time. Time is when calculating simple interest, time is given either in years, time in years, or in months. Then the rate at which that money is charged, the rate at which the interest is earned, that is what we call the rate. Rate is given as a percentage. Rate is given as a percentage. So when calculating simple interest is given by, you take the principal, that is the money you borrow or you deposit, times the rate, and they say the rate is always over 100 because it's a percentage, then times the time. And the rate is given either per year, that is per annum, that is meaning that is per year. If the rate is given per annum, it means it is given per year, or it can be given per month. So a rate depending on the time, or depending on the laws of the financial institution. They can charge the rate at a certain percentage per year or per month. So the formula for calculating simple interest is principal times rate over 100 times time. For example, you borrow 10,000 from a bank. You borrow 10,000 from a bank. Then this money, you say you are going to return the money for a period of 3 years. You borrow 10,000 from a bank or from a financial institution, then you say you are going to return the money after 3 years. That means every year this money is going to have some interest. So this bank charges you a rate of 12% per annum, meaning per year. It charges you a rate of 12% per annum. So how much interest are you going to pay to the bank after staying with their money for 3 years? So we say interest is given by the principal, that is the amount of money borrowed. Because you borrowed 10,000, that is our principal. So it is 10,000 shillings times a rate of 12, it is percent, times a rate of 12%, means over 100, times a period of 3 years. We are calculating the amount of money that you will be charged, the interest that you will pay to the bank. So this 10,000 shillings is going to give an interest of 3,600 shillings. So on top of 10,000 shillings, you are going to return to pay the bank 3,600 shillings. This is the interest earned with from the 10,000 shillings. So we have something called the amount. The amount of money you return. The amount of money you return. This is the principal. This is the principal. The amount of money you borrowed plus the interest earned. Plus the interest earned. So once you are after these 3 years, you are going to return 10,000 shillings. That is the exact amount you borrowed plus this interest that has been earned from the 10,000 shillings. So that is what we call the amount. The principal, the amount of money borrowed plus the interest. So you are going to return 10,000 shillings plus 3,600. So you are going to pay the bank 13,600 shillings. You are going to pay the bank 13,600 shillings. So that is how we calculate simple interest. That is how we calculate simple interest. Whereby I say the interest is the amount of money earned or the amount of money borrowed or deposited, borrowed from the amount of money earned from the money borrowed or the money deposited. Because you can even deposit these 10,000 shillings in a bank. For example, you get your 10,000 shillings, then you deposit in a bank that charges 10,000 shillings. So your principal here will be 10,000 shillings. The amount of money that you deposit into that financial institution, that charges a rate of 10% per annum. That means per year. I said per annum means per year. For a period of 3 years. For a period of 3 years. So after 3 years, how much money will be into your account? How much money will be in your account? So after 3 years, this money will earn an interest of principal, that is 10,000 times 10,000 times a rate of 10% for a period of 3 years. So after 3 years, this amount of money will have earned 3,000 shillings. Will have earned 3,000 shillings. So the amount of money in your bank will be the amount of money you deposited, that is 10,000, plus the interest earned. So in your bank, you will have a total amount of 13,000 shillings. 13,000 shillings. So that is how we calculate simple interest. Thank you.